Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with BPT Shot on GTA 5 racing through the rather narrow roads around the hills. Doesn't quite see the oncoming sports car in time. Doesn't really matter though, for the vaulting as a double roll sticks the landing perfectly. Well done indeed. Shag is minding his own business, driving online in GTA 5 when there is a random explosion. There's no players around him. He hasn't crashed into anything. There is just a random explosion. So he goes off to go for a little bit of explore, find out what on earth went on. It turns out it was a Prius. The Priuses are destroying themselves now. I'm going to be kind of out of a job, relatively, so no idea how that ended up down there. And the snow was causing problems for other vehicles as well, where Raggliscor 1 has stolen a Banshee 900R, trying to deliver it to a warehouse. Doesn't want to go flying onto the motorway because there is a police car around here. When the car catches fire, the entire thing goes up for seemingly no reason. There's no petrol trail coming out of the vehicle for it to have set itself alight. It's just gone up in flames. Very, very peculiar one. He does try to bail out in time, but is a little bit too late as the car explodes, takes him with it. Yeah, I don't know what on earth caused that one. Molten Kitten on the crew is trying to get away from the police. Little did they know that the barrels are not friendly. As drives across them and the Camaro is the front of the Camaro is launched up in the air, gets stuck on the railing, and the police will catch you there. Yeah, those water barrels can be quite dangerous. I'm Queasy on Forza Horizon 3, starting a race at the airfield. This jump is notorious, catching cars out of focus, goes for a roll. The van rolls over a Subaru Brat and whatever the car was behind him. Also, kind of goes underneath the transit. He does land it on his wheels, but still impressive going. The Creator 224 on Burnout Paradise is playing some Road Rage. Road Rage is certainly rather good fun, taking out a couple of vehicles, goes after this pickup truck and sort of civilian car, gets in the way, is far too busy battling the pickup truck to notice where the road is, and then four of them plough into exactly the same wall at almost, flat out, almost exactly the same place, so well done to everybody involved in that one. Tom the Turtle 180 on F1 2015 is heading up towards the final corner at the Interlagos circuit when the Williams goes off into space and spins around for seemingly no reason. From on board it doesn't get much better. That would be a very sick-inducing crash, most definitely. Xenoaxis on Dirt Showdown is playing one of the many crazy crossover tracks. Anyone who's played circuits like this knows you do not normally get away with a massive hit such as that quite as nicely as the van does. Not only get hit in mid-air by a rather heavy pickup truck, it is going to be a bad day for you. But the van lands the roll and carries on. Fallen Log is trying to, rescue his trailer. It is currently stuck on a bush, but we all know what farming simulator physics can be like. The tractor goes absolutely, I don't know what it's got caught or why it was doing a merry dance, and then we bounce and fly through the air. Physics is about all I can really say to that clip. We're on next to World of Tanks, the very start of a match. Everybody is setting off and trying to get into position. The tank ahead doesn't quite judge it right with the rocks. Gets stuck. The much larger tank can't stop in time. However, never fear, with a bit of a roll and a bit of a wheelie, the friendly tank would carry on okay. That's, surprisingly good for a roll and a collision. Continuing the tank theme, we're on to War Thunder with that one Blathers, who is sort of looking around trying to spot some enemies where he sees a peculiar sight to the side of him. For whatever reason, there is a floating... Maybe there are hover tanks invented. I'm thinking unlikely, but maybe there is. It turns out it is a very, very clever ploy by the enemy team. Distraction techniques use random glitchy floaty stuff. It works. It really does. Cable Plants on Battlefield 1 is driving through the fog and the steam and the smoke and all the horribleness and has fallen over in his tank. Yeah, you don't see, I didn't see that there was a dip there. He was just driving normally as you would, and that's not an easy thing to flip over. You're not a Spartan in Battlefield 1. You can't roll vehicles over, tanks over, or with a press of a button. Mokan on Astroneer, who is in the middle of a cave trying to load up his kind of road trainy thing. However, it is not having it. One of the items, or whatever it is, gets put onto the vehicle, and now it's starting to get a mind of its own. It's wiggling around. It's now threatening to chase him down, which is not particularly ideal. I think he does manage to right it, but it's still not having any of it. He's now frantically trying to get everything off of the side of the vehicle, and that does put it back kind of into a sort of state of normal. Now he goes wandering off to find some other stuff. You can just see the vehicle at the top left of the screen vanishes off into the air, and well, it's still not happy. It's now being a massive, massive physics ball of stuff at great speed, as well as it flips and twists around and will kind of eventually come back down to the ground. It's not happy. Whatever's going on in there, it is not happy at all. And finally, DeBiscuit on DriveClub gets things slightly wrong. The back end lets go in the insect, clips a wall, bounces, rolls over. It's a spectacular roll. The more impressive thing is it continues to drive while upside down. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea how it is managing to do this, but it is continuing to go while on its roof. I don't know if it's a laggy replay or something. Whatever it is, it's absolutely fantastic as it continues to whiz around the racetrack, kind of a little bit bouncily and a little bit, yeah. Weirdly, I say a little bit weirdly, it's on its roof. It glitching around on the ground is probably the least of its concerns. However, that is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you would like to submit to this series, you can via our forums. There'll be a link in the description. At the very top of the page is the FailRace clip submission section, and in there you can find all of the rules and how to submit them. However, that's going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.